guys, welcome back to another video this week. Today we're going to be making pork. It's going to be pork and green sauce, salsa verde. I'm also going to be adding verdolagas. The best I can describe it is like a spinach. It'll be like spinach. I tried googling the translation of verdolagas to English, but there wasn't any. For the ingredients we're going to be needing, I got pork ribs and just pork meat. We're going to be cutting them up into smaller pieces and taking all this fat out. So I got 1 pound of pork ribs and 1 pound of pork meat without bone. We're going to be needing tomatillos. These tomatillos are green tomatillos. I want to say I have about 1 pound of them in here. I didn't really count them. I just like put them in there. These are already been washed because if you feel them, whenever you first peel them, sometimes they're like very sticky. For our salsa, we're gonna need a little thing of cilantro. Make sure you get cilantro and not parsley. Salt to your taste. A little piece of onion and 2 garlic cloves. To fry the salsa, we're gonna use a little bit of diced onion. And to season our salsa, we're gonna need a little bit of cumin. You can either use the ground cumin or fresh cumin. It's just gonna be a little pinch. I like my salsa to be spicy, so I'm gonna add 4 serranos. If you don't like spicy, just use jalapenos or just use 1 to 2 serranos instead. So here I have the verdolagas, like I told you. I would say it would be the closest thing to it would be like spinach with much smaller leaves. If you know the name of this in English, or you know how to explain it to people better, please leave it on the comments down below. Because I tried googling it, other ways to say it, and it's just an herbal things that you can eat. But they're called verdolagas. I have 3 of these verdolagas and I just found them at my local Mexican store. If you can't find verdolagas, just use a little bit of squash. That would work as well. So what you want to do is you want to cut the ends. Obviously they're already pre-washed. You just want to cut the ends and then remove the rubber band. Look inside. See if there's any like other roots. Like this one. If you want, you can cut it in half. That way it'll be easier whenever you eat it. But if you leave it into a hole, that's fine as well. So this is how a verdolaga looks. It's pretty much like some people like to eat just the leaves on it. They don't like to eat the stems. I like to eat everything, so I'm just gonna cook it that way. If you don't want to eat the stems, that's fine. You can just pick out the leaves on it. But honestly, the stem is good as well. So we have this ready, and we're gonna use it later. And you also want to pre-wash it. If you want to leave that fat, that's fine. I'm not gonna completely remove all the fat. I'm still gonna leave some pieces in there so it can fry the meat. The majority of it, I'm gonna take it off. So here is our meat already cut. Like I said, I was gonna leave a little bit of the fat on there. This is why I like chicken better, because it doesn't have a lot of grease like this, and majority of the meat that they sold me, it was just fat. So that's why I like to eat chicken better, or just not meat at all. So this, that's cut into little pieces. Some people like to cook it with water. Add a little bit of water to this with a little bit of onion and garlic. I like to just fry them like that because I know that it's gonna release some grease on there. And since we're gonna be covering, it's gonna release a little bit of water on there as well. So what I do is just I leave it like that. I don't add any water. We're gonna add a little bit of salt, a piece of garlic, and a little piece of onion. We're gonna cover it and we're gonna put it on the stove on medium heat until it's all cooked. Here, I have a little bit of water on a pot. I'm gonna add my tomatillos. Again, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna put it on the stove on medium heat. For these, you wanna keep an eye on it because as soon as they turn into a different color, they're gonna turn into like a green color, like a darker green color. Turn it off because you don't want your tomatillos to explode. You just want them to stay like that but be cooked. So here is the meat. Like I told you, it released some water. I did not add any more. I did not add water to this. This just naturally released its water. We're just gonna leave it like that. Cover it. Let all the water evaporate, and then it's gonna start frying. It's gonna release that oil that it has in there, the fat that it has in there. It's gonna release and it's gonna fry itself. So we're just gonna leave that way. And over here, I got my tomatillos cooking. They still have a few more minutes. They still haven't changed color, and we'll be back to check on them later. We have our tomatillos here. As you can see, they're starting to change color. So we're gonna turn off the heat. We're gonna remove them from the heat. That way they won't continue cooking. If it's possible, completely remove them from the water because the water is still hot. And even though it's off, it's still gonna continue cooking the tomatillos. We have our meat that the water has already been evaporated, and it's starting to cook up, to fry up. You wanna remove the onion and the garlic. Here in my blender, I'm gonna start putting in the chiles, the tomatillos, the onion and the garlic, the cilantro, a little bit of salt, and 2 cups of the water where we cooked our tomatillos. And we're gonna blend all this together to make our sauce. Once the pork is already fried, it's already kind of crispy, we're gonna remove it from the plate. We're gonna remove it from the pan. This is the fat that's in here. It's the fat from the pork. I'm not gonna add any more oil to it. I'm just gonna reuse that fat. If yours comes out with a lot more fat, and it's like a lot of oil, remove some of that. Because if not, I don't know if you ever seen how pork fat, I'll show you a picture here because I don't exactly know how to explain it. But imagine if it does that outside when it's cold. Imagine how it does it whenever it's inside your stomach, how it like clumps up like that. So just a few of it, if it's fine, we're gonna add a little bit of onion. Add our sauce. I added a little bit of water to my blender to clean it up. There you go. We're gonna add that water. So what I did is I grabbed water, added to my blender, shake my blender up, and now I'm adding that water here. We're gonna turn on the heat to medium. We're gonna cover it, let it cook for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna add our meat, and then we're gonna add our verdolagas. Okay guys, so this has been here boiling for about 10 minutes now. We're gonna add our meat, and we're also gonna add our verdolagas. If you think that it's a lot of verdolagas, don't worry because they're gonna shrink. They're gonna be into smaller pieces. We're gonna cover it. Wait between 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're gonna move, and then we're gonna wait about 5 more minutes. Taste for salt, and then we're gonna add our cumin. So it's been about 5 minutes, and as I told you, the verdolagas are now shrunken. I already checked for salt, and it needs a little bit more salt, so that's what I'm gonna add at this time. We're also gonna add our cumin. We're gonna cover this, let it sit here for about 5 minutes, turn off the heat, and it should be ready to serve. Right here on the side, I'm cooking red rice. I'm gonna put the link to this rice recipe on the description down below if you're interested in learning how to make red rice. Put these two together, they make a great combination. Okay guys, so here is the end result of our dish for today. Pork and green sauce with verdolagas. and a side of rice. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already to be part of our family. Comment down below what other recipe you would want me to make next. Follow me on my Instagram page and tag me on any recipes I have to teach you how to make. I hope you have a great weekend and we'll see you next week. Bye!